All right, you know it's Freedom 500 weekend when you've got a cart of spray paint, duct tape, pool noodles. This is a clever idea, I think. You'll see what they're for when we get to the car, but we're gonna go full gold with some accent colors. It's gonna look snazzy. All right, we made it out here, Freedom 500. Bunch of different colored cars. They got orange, green, blue, red. This is my car. What's funny is this has gotten more and more official, not like in a bad way, just like more and more organized every time. And I forget, my mind just goes back to the first one. We were spray painting it and then jumping in the car and going. So anyway, we're gonna work on spray painting it, but we've got a few driver creature comfort things to do first. All right, so for driver comfort, we gutted the headrest because otherwise it puts your head so far forward with the seat. You gotta recline the seat for your helmet to be normal. But we still have neck snapping restraint, plus we have the Hans. Two, look at these zip ties we're putting through the seat. And we got pool noodles. We're making our own bolstering. All about driver comfort. Driver comfort more important than just general performance. All right, so we basically cut holes in, zip tied, and we got our pool noodles zip tied in here, like a little pool noodle throne. It's great. It feels good. We've actually got some bolstering now. We're all doing spray painting the wheels white. We're gonna spray paint the car gold. We gotta finish taping it off some. This needs to be pointing out like that. No, because then I can't see. I don't think I had one of these before. Maybe I did. Yeah, we're just, doing a good job taping it off. Just a primo tape job. All right, boys. We got the car painted. We painted the whole thing gold. The whole thing. I'm so happy. This stands out so good with white wheels. Woo! We taped it off. We didn't paint back here. It's too complicated. We'll leave that, let it stand out. Raldo even got the inside of the 7. We almost didn't do that part. Dude, boys, good job, dude. Good job. Grade A effort. Pool noodles. This is the best Freedom 500 Freedom Race Factory Crown Vic I've ever had. Just taking a look at everyone's cars. So you got Sean Motor Nova's car, Blake Wilkie's car, both black. You got Tanner Faust's car, yellow. Banana Boat. Bowman's car is definitely the nicest looking car. It's like Nardo gray. Vice Grip Garage's car, freaking perfect camo paint job in like an hour. I thought we did a good paint job. Side-by-side block, got the pink. I like it. Boring, James, boring. James, you let me down, boring. Kevin's over here retuning the ECU, and Travis Vashana's car, blue Red Bull 199. And then look at my beautiful gold, lean, and green machine with the white wheels. I'm real hyped on the coloring of this. This one came out good. Yeah, Ryan Turek's car, Camry. Cleus's car is really nice too. It's like a nice blue. I mean, it is probably spray paint too, but this thing looks good. And it will be cool this time to have cars like full color, different colors. It should be easier to stand out from before where they're all white. You got Haley Deegan's car. It's got some sort of chipmunk thing. Is that a chipmunk? What is that on the hood?
That's my dog.
Oh, okay, sorry. Pomeranian. It says me Pomeranian? What does it mean?
You don't know what it means?
No, what is it?
You've never watched Talladega Nights?
It's been a long time.
It's legit like the main car in it.
Oh, okay. Well, now I know. Oh, I like that.
Aftermarket.
I like that. That's nice. And whose car is this? Oh, Whistle and Diesel's car, of course. That's pretty much all the fun, cool cars. I would be a terrible grudge racer because I let everyone in on our little pool noodle secret, and now I'm giving up all the extras I bought to fellow competitors because I want everyone to have a good time. So you can get a feel for it on the, look at this. I'm just giving all the competitors a competitive edge.
What up?
Isn't that way better?
Yeah, plus
Oh, true.
Yeah.
He improvised. But I have 2 big noodles. He has 2 small noodles. He has 1 big noodle. So I still got an edge, Mark. Mark, I still got an edge. All right, well, we got the car ready. Like, we didn't do any performance mods. It's all driver comfort. So we put a pool noodle on the gutted headrest just to give me head clearance so I can sit straight up now but still have neck protection for a rear end impact. But yeah, the pool noodles, we got the straps set up. There's nothing worse than rushing last minute trying to get your straps on and then you've got to readjust them. So we did all that already, so I'm good in the car. That's the key. Being comfortable in the car makes such a huge difference. And I really think those pool noodles, a lot of people are a little jealous. They were a little jealous of the pool noodles. I was the only one who thought to do it this year. So anyway, we're about ready. Qualifying's here in half an hour, 45 minutes. Gonna get dressed and go try to put a good lap in.
Does anybody have any questions as far as like the flag? If you have a black flag waving and pointing at you, you obviously are doing something wrong, you gotta get off. Or if you have a flat tire, you gotta get off. Are we dialed? Ladies and gentlemen.
All right, we're going out for qualifying. First chance to see how the seat holds up. Not great, but for the first couple laps, not bad. Not bad. I definitely could have braked later into that corner, but... Well, somehow we qualified 17th. Qualified second in the last race, 17th this time. Definitely was surprised by that, but I know I can make it up in the race. The race is where it counts. It's a war of attrition, racecraft, all of that. So I'm not doubting myself yet. I'm not too bummed about it. We're just going to have to work our way through, which is going to be more fun anyway. All right, guys. Well, we're starting pretty far back. I think the pool noodles are going to do their job.
Tail whip that will use up those 6 backup cars. I saw Chelsea get on a golf cart. They took him out the gate, so I'm sure he's getting in one of those backup cars here before the green flag even flies.
But he's ready to go. The 8th gate is equipped with the new ride. There you go. Looking up in the bird's nest, you can see our starter. Green is going to run is going down now.
Chelsea did not. He was against the first.
So the start of the race, always a bit chaotic. So I'm looking up the road and I see Chelsea leaving this huge gap. And I'm like, what is he doing? But then he hits it. He basically jumps the start. And then that way he's rolling and got momentum when the start actually happens. And then he starts passing people. So I got a little bit of a good start as well. Everyone's kind of mixed up in the pack. So we gained a few positions. We're side by side with Adam. We're behind Blake. There's Haley Deegan next to him. It's pretty chaotic, but everyone's running pretty clean. I'm trying to race clean. My goal is always to race clean. I don't want to beat anyone by just bulldozing them out of the way, so I'm always trying my best not to hit people, not to wreck into people. So I cleared Adam. Now my sights are set on Blake Wilkie. I kind of went for a lunge there down the inside, and I mean, there was no chance. I was way too far back for that. But my goal is to clear him and just keep moving forward as much as I can. So right here, he goes really wide. He just understeers, almost goes into Haley. I'm like, this is my chance. So I go down on the inside. I start getting a run. I get on the nitrous, and at this point, I'm like, no, I'm not far enough ahead. He's not going to be able to see me. I'm not close enough side by side with him, so I backed out of it. So I'm like, okay, I'll have another chance. This is the long game, war of attrition. So he goes wide again here. I do the same thing. I go down, try to get my exit speed higher than his, get on the nitrous, and at this point I'm side by side with him. I'm like, I'm not backing out of it. He sees me. He knows I'm here. I'm going for it. I've got the inside line. So we clear him, and now my sights are set up the road. I can see these guys just battling. I mean, they're 3 wide, 2 wide, 3 wide. So I know that they're going to be slowed down a little bit. That's going to give me my chance to catch up and start trying to just click past as many people as I can before we hit a caution, and because that is inevitable. Someone is going to wreck soon. I can't believe we made it this far in the start of the race without someone wrecking, to be honest with you. And boom, there's our first wreck. I think that was Kevin, KSR. Ryan Turek hit him in the Camry. Now I am right on top of Ryan Turek, and I'm like, I'm going to get you, man. I'm taking that Camry down. You're going to see what Crown Vics are all about. So he goes wide. I see him understeer, get on the throttle. I'm like, sick. I get past him. I then see chaos. I let out of it, but everyone's still racing. So I'm like, okay, we're still racing. But then the caution is thrown. So you can see it's Whistling Diesel's wreck. The General Lee is taken out of competition. So this caution is where things get a little bit confusing. They stopped us, and then they had us go into a single file line. So I'm like, okay, I mean, I've made it up to 8th, 10th place here from 17th. That's not bad, not too bad. But then people start coming by on the outside during the caution. I think they thought that everyone on the inside line just wanted to be on the inside. So they stop us again, and they start sending people past. And basically just kind of ended up pushing me back another 4, 5, 6 spots, something like that. So now we're back behind Turek again. I'm like, all right, you know what? I passed him once. I'll pass him again, dang it. So I'm starting on the outside. I'm trying to start in first gear and shift to second. The car's a lot peppier if you start in first. But what I didn't realize was that I put it in drive. So everything seems good because we're on the throttle. We come in here, there's some hectic chaos, and then the car shifts up again into overdrive. And I'm like, crap, trying to shift it. Then boom, Whistling Diesel goes in the wall. I'm like, I cleared it. No, I didn't clear it. Didn't clear it. I was so close to avoiding that. I saw him in the right. I went left, and then he was going left. Oh, man, what chaos. And then people are still ripping. So I get passed by 5 or 6 people, and I'm like, it's got to be a caution. That was a big wreck, and what do you know? It's a caution. So now we're back another like 5, 6 places from where we were. So we get the green flag again. I get a decent start. I get past, I don't know who that was. Heavy D, one of the diesel people. More chaos as usual. We get a little bit of green flag racing, but then straight into another caution. So we're going through the caution. We're getting ready for the race restart. Right as the race starts, I hit the gas and the car just does nothing. All of a sudden, the throttle completely stops working. Like, crap, like what kind of timing? Right when the green flag goes. So I pull in, JH is like, oh, I know what to do. Turn it off, turn it back on again. So I'm like, okay. I turn it off, turn it back on, start it up, and it works. The throttle's working. Classic, right? The old off again, on again, now it works kind of deal. So now I need to rejoin at the back of the pack because they've been green flag racing this whole time. I've been turning my car off and on again. So I finally get back out on the track. I'm like, cool, you know what? This is okay. We fought through the pack once. We can fight through the pack again. Someone's crashed. I don't know who that is. They're crashed. But as I get down the straightaway here, you'll see in just a second, boom, you see that little wrench light, the little yellow light down bottom right? That was the light that tells me that the throttle's not working. As if I didn't know the throttle wasn't working because the throttle wasn't working. So I coast back into the inside again. I tell them what happened. They're like, all right, go get a spare car. So I start it up, do a sick donut, boom, boom, and it comes back on again. So now I'm like, I've got to start this thing and floor it and jump out of the chute basically to make it across because it only lasts a few seconds before it stops working again. So I'm restarting it, starting it, drive right out. All right, cool. We're good. We're out of the track now. We're going to get in the spare car. Now, up until this point, I had nitrous. The spare car did not have nitrous, number one. Thing number two, I didn't realize how good the pool noodles were until I got in a car without pool noodles, and I realized just how much of a difference the old pool noodles made. So not only that, but as soon as I got on the straightaway, when I came out in this car, the hood popped open. So I'm like, well, it's hanging on the latch. Hopefully it's good. I went down the straight a couple times. I'm like, well, it's hanging on. I don't want to stop again. I'm just going to keep going.
And one thing that was interesting was this car felt like it had no grip compared to the other car I was driving, but I came out like ahead of the leaders and they weren't gaining on me. So I was like, I guess it's as faster than the other car. I feel fine in it, but it was just weird. It didn't make any sense. The car just felt like ice. You turn into the corner, it would just slide, four-wheel slide. You try to get on the brakes hard in the corner and just lock them up, but hey, it was working and we're just gonna go for it. So they pulled me off to the side to let the pack go by. They didn't want me disrupting the race at the front, so they wanted to put me in the back of the pack since I was laps down anyway. And at this point, I'm like, you know what? What do we have to lose? We really don't have anything to lose. I'm still going to try to race clean. I don't want to take anyone who's in contention for the win out of the race, but I might as well have some fun because I'm not worried about getting spun around and ruining my chance to win the race. At this point, it's just about having good battles. So we get the green light to go racing again. Adam makes a really good jump down the inside. I follow him through. We get past a good number of people pretty much off rip. So we're coming through here. I'm coming up on Bowman. I'm like, sick. I'm in the action. Going to the corner, just lock up the front. Understeer straight into Bowman's door. Total accident. Again, like I said, the car felt like it was on ice. That's not making excuses. I knew that. I was pushing too hard for what the car had, but it just did not like you getting on the brakes with the wheels turned. Lesson learned. Maybe not. You'll see. So anyway, we're pushing up to the rest of the pack here. I see Travis Pastrana. I'm like, dude, if anything, I just want to have a good battle with Travis Pastrana. That sounds like a blast. So I'm wheeling my little heart out, though it means nothing because it doesn't matter because we're laps down. But again, I just want some good battles, and that's what we're going to try to get. So we were bumper to bumper with Turk for a few laps. We come into this corner. I'm like, I'm alongside him enough for him to... Nope. He didn't see me. But he's a drifter, you know, so he saves it no problem. And we kind of make a little more side contact, and I'm like, you know what? That felt dirty. That felt unclean. I feel bad keeping the spot, but I'm trying to catch these guys. So it took me a good 5 to 8 laps to catch up to these guys. I was pushing, trying to put in clean laps and get caught up, get back into the action. And we're there. We're with Travis, Adam. We're with Nick from Side by Side Blog. Now Travis goes through on the inside. And up before that, I was hoping to follow him through. I didn't manage it. Then I smashed into Adam, the whole doesn't like to brake while you're turning thing. That wasn't intentional. I just went into the turn, and 3 into 1 does not go. And we all bumped into each other. So him and Nick from Side by Side Blog are fighting this out hard. So I know I've just got to put it in clean laps. I give myself a little bit of room, try to get a run on them. So while they're fighting, not paying attention to me, I can just scoot by on the inside, outside, wherever there's an opening. Alright, so here's where the real fun begins. Adam's got Nick on the exit of the corner. He's got a decent run on him down the straight. He goes into the corner, gets on throttle early, pushes wide, up into Nick. They both go wide. I'm like, this is my shot. Remember, I don't have any nitrous to get by him on the straight. At this point, I'm like, there's no way he sees me. Boom, walk up the front, slam into him. Felt pretty bad about that one. So I was like, I'm not gonna push that hard. I felt bad about that. And then that hit caused, boom, the hood to fly open. Yeah, hood flew open. I can't see anything. I can see nothing. I mean, you can see what I can see. I can't really see anything but out the window. I try to look down under the hood, can't see. Can't see. So I pull into the middle. I can't even figure. I'm like, am I gonna run into a pole? Is there anything here? I can't turn my neck very far because of the Hans. So at this point, I'm like, it's over. It's over. And the car shut off. It stalled. The car, during the safeties, I had to put it in neutral and rev it or it would stall. So I'm like, let me get over there and just let them know that I'm out, and that way I can pull out. So JH and the safety guy come running over. They get the hood down, and I'm like, there's no way it's gonna latch. And then boom, it latches. And I'm like, what? It latched? And JH is like, you know what? Let me give it a little more JH love here. There's a little boom, butt sit, and they're like, you're good to go. And I'm like, well, I mean, what have I got to lose? The motto of this weekend, if it flies up again, we'll just be in the same predicament as before. So might as well send it. Oh, but it doesn't end there. Silly me decided to undo my harness thinking I was going to have to get out of the car. And then now that I'm like, oh, wait, what do you mean I'm still in the race? I can go racing. Now I'm trying to panic, buckle my harnesses, which in these cars with your fire suit and everything, with the stock seats, it's hard to even find them, let alone get them on, let alone get them tight enough that you're not driving the car from the passenger seat. But we get them back on, and we get back into the race, but accidentally in front of the pack, not in the back of the pack. So we hit another caution. I was in a weird spot. I was like ahead of the leaders, but not really near anybody. So when we were in the caution, I was kind of at the front of the pack, so they stopped me and were like, hey, you know, your lap's down, so we're just going to put you in the back of the pack again, which, you know, again, at this point, all I want is some good action, so I'm not complaining. I mean, the back of the pack, there's more people. So we're green flag racing again. I'm at the back, so I've got to start clearing people, start getting up into the action. Kevin, big slide there, big slide, nice save. So I get past whoever this is on the back, 44.35, is that heavy D? I don't know. So cruise past them, sail past them like it's nothing. So I'm trying to square off the corner. I'm basically letting the car slide all the way in and waiting till it settles and then flooring it. So what I'm doing, I'm kind of braking earlier than a lot of people, but I'm getting on throttle a lot earlier, and it's quicker. But whenever you have someone behind you, it gets a little hairy because then they can run into you because they think you're going to brake later. But yeah, we're back in the action. It's chaos, right? So you got two people drifting right there in front of each other, and then Chelsea's over here just intentionally trying to drift the bank and ride the wall. Just, oh, you know, I'm bored. I'm just going to drift. He basically went back out just to do some mad skids. And then, oh, someone almost goes into the wall there, more sliding there. It is just, it's a slide fest at this point. I mean, it might as well be a drift event, not a freaking race. It's just pure chaos. More sliding, more sliding. We could have all been tandeming. We just weren't all on the same page, I guess. So then I think it's Cletus in the 99. I don't know who's in the 99, but they start sliding. Then Chelsea rear ends me. Then you just watch them like snap back and go up to the wall. And then boom, Chelsea. Oh. And running over, all taken out in one foul swoop. Of course, that brings us to yet another caution, yet another move back to the back, but I'm really already in the back because most of the people behind me got taken out in that little wreck. And now every caution, every lap of the caution, Cletus just goes in the middle and does donuts. All right, now we've got the green flag back from caution. Pretty clean start. I got a good jump. I did the 1-2 shift there and actually put it in second, not drive. So we were all good. Travis gets super sideways, just full on went drifting in the corner. So I was able to just squeeze by him, nice and easy. Now I'm catching up to Adam. Adam's battling with Haley Deegan. There's battles going on everywhere you look. I got people behind me, people in front of me. Adam and Haley are bumping doors, taking each other's mirrors off. Adam gets by going into the turn. I come up. I'm getting pressured from behind. Boom, I get rear-ended from behind. I'm like, all right, man, I got to get moving. So I stop getting rear-ended from behind. So coming into this turn, I think Haley didn't check up as hard as she needed to and then just got a little squirrely and boom, she snapped back. She didn't go into the wall, but she went up to the wall. So that was a freebie. I didn't actually have to pass her. I just kind of waited for the right opportunity to drive on by. So now my sights are set on Adam. I've got to try to pass him, try to do it clean, you know. Try to do it clean. We want to do it clean. But I want to see if I can work my way up to the front. So we go super wide there. I'm like, all right, I got to run. I got to run on him. I got to run. And then I'm like, oh, that's probably not going to work. I back off. I don't want to repeat of when I almost pitted him before. I'm trying not to hit him this time. So try to get a run again. I'm like, it's not going to work. We'll tuck in behind him, try to keep some speed. So we come into this corner. Travis's car must be broken because he's just kind of doing the wide sight laps or something. I don't know what's going on there. But me and Adam are bumper to bumper. I've just got to wait for my opportunity to pass him. So he goes wide again here. I square off the turn, get a good run coming down into the next turn. Fully ahead of him, take the inside. Boom, he gives me a solid hit in the rear end. Hits me again, puts me a little sideways, hits me again. I'm like, oh man, I got to hold on to it. I managed to stay in front. I thought he was going to get by me there. Gets me again, gets me full sideways, full lock drifting. Boom. I don't know how I held on to that. Still managing to stay ahead, but it's a bit of a struggle. I can't really run a good line because I'm basically stuck on the inside. So he gives me a good push into that turn. I kind of understeer wide. He gets back in front of me, and I'm like, all right. It's game on, brother. It's game on. So he pushes a little wide there. I give him a little love tap, not intentional. Just it's hard when you're pushing. You get on the brakes, you understeer. So we're side by side going into this turn. I'm like, well, I've got the inside line. Let's go. So I try to keep it as tidy as I can down on the bottom. He seems to wash wide. I get a little more exit speed, pull a nice little gap. And now my goal is to pull away as quick as I can, because with the fact that I brake early, it makes it hard with someone behind me that brakes late, because they'll just end up running into me because I brake earlier than them. But if I can get ahead of them enough to kind of run my line the way I want to run it, it's good, and I can usually pull a gap. So now Haley got in front of him, so I've got Haley behind me. I'm just trying to turn some laps, pull a gap from me to them, and catch up to the guys up front because I want to get back in the action. I want some more people to battle. And my wish is granted. Catch up to Nick at Side by Side Blog first. So I'm like, I got to make this one quick and easy while the leaders are still up ahead of him. So I get a good run on him coming out of the corner, send it down the inside, and boom. Easy enough. Easy enough. So now we're catching up to the leaders. There's a mix. I mean, at this point, I have no idea who's who is where in the race, the people that are laps down, the people that aren't laps down. I assume Randy in front of me isn't laps down just because he's in the same car he started with, and it seems like that's the only way that you're not going to be laps down is if you're in your original car. So at this point, I'm like, I want to push it, I want to battle, but I'm not gonna. I don't want to be the guy that takes someone out as a person laps down. I would be so annoyed if I was leading the race and some guy laps down took me out. But again, you know, I'm not going to just sit back by myself and be bored. So they're all battling on the inside. And I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to go around the outside, you know? Why not? But it was a little nerve-wracking there. I didn't know if he saw me. I was like, I hope he doesn't push me into the wall. Then Randy comes down on the inside at the same time. It's like a double, triple pass all happening at once. That was pretty intense. That was probably the most intense moment of the race for me. Like, hoping I didn't get squeezed into the wall. Then Randy coming back out of nowhere, tucking in back behind him. And then my goal is just to try to follow him and ideally get past him and maybe try to unlap myself. But, I mean, that was a fleeting thought. Again, I was just trying to be in the action, mix it up, have some fun. So I just kind of stayed behind him, tried to stay tucked up right on his bumper, and then we ran into another caution. So as usual, I get sent back to the back of the pack, and it's time to try to start that progress all over. It made it fun. I always had people to battle no matter where I got to because I always had to go back to the back and start from scratch. So at this point in the race, we're actually closing in on the end, and there's not many cares given by anybody, especially all of us at the back. So I'll just let you watch and enjoy this one. So we're back to a familiar spot, trying to catch the pack back up. Poor Travis stranded down there in the middle. My goal again is to get back in the action. I don't want to be racing around by myself. So we catch up again. Man, it's always Nick from Side by Side Blog we catch first. Send one down the inside. Car's breaking up. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's just... At this point, I'm like, this thing's probably about to run out of fuel. It's fuel cutting. It's doing weird stuff. It's shutting off on the cautions. I just wanted to make it to the end. Just make it to the end, car. That's all I ask of you. So we don't have that many laps left. We are coming up close to the end. So again, everyone's just pretty much full sending it at this point. And there's really not that many people left on the lead lap anyway. So most of the people don't care. So the next person we catch is Blake Wilkie. He gets a little squirrely at the end of the corner. I get a bit of a run on him, but he uses the nitrous to defend. I'm like, oh man, he kept me off this time. But then he understeers wide, and I'm like, okay, thank you very much. I'll take that, sir. Thank you kindly. And then that's the end of the race. That is the checkered flag. So now it's time for some fun burnout festivities, as we always do. However, my car would not do a brake stand burnout. So I tried to do a burnout in second. I'm like, I need the wheel speed. I need the smoke. It wasn't happening. So then I tried to do it in first, and it gets ripping and then shuts off, and we find a solution. But just watch and enjoy.
All right, well, this is the golden chariot, as Raldo calls it, from that got messed up. Basically, it was like the electric throttle quit working. So like the gas would do nothing. I'd restart it. It would work again for like 100 feet. So it's weird because this car felt a lot more planted, like it had a lot more grip, but I felt like I was slower in it than the other car, which felt like it had no grip at all. Either way, I had some good battles with everyone. It was one of those things where, like, this is the first time I've had to switch cars and been laps down and had no idea what was going on. Definitely kind of sucks. But you had nothing to lose, and a battle with anyone is a battle, you know? So it was pretty fun. It was fun. I had a good time. My back's a little sore, some wrecks, but overall, I would say semi-successful. Definitely no first place redemption, but we did what we could.